Sumo wrestling, you a big fan?
No.
You turned on at all by sumo wrestlers?
Ooh, no.
Are you turned on at all by an overweight guy at all?
No.
Does a guy have to be like lean and trim, or can he be like a little, like
a little.
like there can be a little girth to a guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. But I mean, if you're a big sumo wrestler, I don't really know how much we're gonna have in common.
Right. Okay. I got that.
But right now there's a texting scandal between senior sumo wrestlers, and it's not the first kind of texting scandal that comes to my head. But police found suspicious text messages suggesting that they were fixing matches.
So it's really more a gambling scandal than a texting scandal.
Basically.
Right. Okay.
I just like calling it a texting scandal because it's very in right now.
Right. Sure.
But yeah, they're basically even detailing the whole match. Like, this is how you're gonna fall, this is when you're gonna fall, and they're placing like thousands of dollars on these matches.
So these guys are throwing sumo
Basically.
wrestling matches, and the texts seem to support that. They're
Right.
fixing bouts.
Exactly.
Isn't it weird that sumo wrestlers have not updated their uniforms since like the year 8?
I guess whatever works. It's not the most flattering.
But like, baseball uniforms change constantly. Football uniforms change. Like, we added the face mask. We're constantly changing stuff. These guys have been, wearing thongs since the feudal era, and they still have them.
Odd enough, the guy who looks the coolest is the ref.
Yeah, totally. She looks great.
Well, now, isn't it in Japanese culture, sumo wrestlers are expected to live up to a high standard of behavior? So
yeah, they're sort of deified.
Right. So I guess the costume goes with it. But I kind of don't. I'm not really mad at him. I kind of don't blame him.
You don't blame them for throwing matches?
I mean, they're huge. Like,
what does being huge have to do with throwing a match?
I don't know. If I'm like a big, giant sumo wrestler and I'm thinking, okay, I have to go into this match against a guy who's just as good as I am, and he pays me a bunch of money, I'll take a fall. I'll take a fall.
What is wrong with you?
I don't. It just seems really hard.
Yeah, it's hard, but again, you're deified, and this is the whole nature of sports is the competition. We, as fans, we have to know that the competition is pure, or it's wrestling.
Well,
or American wrestling.
Well, okay, yeah, exactly, but maybe that's why I'm just brainwashed all this American fake wrestling that I just think all wrestling should just be fake, and who cares, and let's solve it.
You're a baseball fan. What if we found out that, like the Black Sox scandal? What if we found out that pitchers were throwing it because the hitters are good, we're all good.
Then I would be very upset, but
all right.
I don't live in Japan. So.
I love your I love your hypocrisy. You're honest about it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's interesting because it's I guess they don't get paid very much, and of course they're outraged well, that's what always makes the susceptibility of athletes to gamblers is when they don't have a lot of money, because a lot of money can be wagered and the athletes are susceptible to being bought off. That's why it worked with boxing, because the lower level boxers don't, but you can still bet a lot of money on it. Baseball, it worked for the Black Sox. They didn't make a lot of money for a long time. Baseball players now make so much money, it's hard to envision that there's an amount of money which would make it okay for a significant player to take money. But it's why, like in the NBA, the referee, Tim Donaghy, was accused of being on the take. And pled guilty to some charges, because at least a referee doesn't make enough money where you could, if he's got a gambling problem, you could get him by sort of absorbing his debt.
True.
To do that. And in fact, there was that big scandal in tennis, because some of those guys don't make enough money, and there was that significant scandal with the back in, when was that? I have it here. Back in 2008, a couple of Russian players, including the number 4 ranked player in the world, withdrew from a match. He was playing the number 87th ranked player, and all this massive money came in that moved the 4th ranked player from a favorite to an underdog. And then he ended up withdrawing from the match, I believe, or withdrawing from his next match, because there was this massive amounts of suspicious wagering. $7 million in bets ended up getting voided. It was pretty clear some arrangement had happened.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't really I'm not mad at him. But I feel bad because this is just the latest scandal that they've had to face with. In 2009, there was marijuana allegations, and then there were apparently some of the wrestlers were illegally betting on baseball games and having gangsters run the money for them. So I don't know. I kind of feel like, fixing the matches isn't as bad as that. So.
You don't care. That's what
Basically,
Yeah,
I don't care. Do what you want.
These guys get deified, and they don't make enough money. I don't know what why, or they're not the highest paid athletes in their country. But damn, these guys are huge, and they move very well. Try out American football a little bit. You get paid millions doing that. These are like some good offensive linemen.
They are, it's weird because sometimes big guys are really good dancers too. Like guys.
Like who?
There are,
Warren Sapp.
Huh?
Dancing with the Stars. He was on Dancing with the Stars.
Exactly. And these guys can obviously move. By the way, there's no doubt about this is true. Apparently, like one of these, the famous Chiyu Hakuho, he's admitted to it. Inaksu Kasa. These are all wrestlers who've admitted it. They've all dumped matches. They've fixed matches.
Not the whole fucking time.
Say what?
They never fucking fight. They go in and out of the fucking circle, but they never actually fight.
Let me see what you're talking about.
Is this an actual match?
This whole time that you guys been talking, they've been setting up for the fucking match.
And they haven't fought.
And they haven't fought. They go in the circle, then they go out of the circle.
3-point stance, then they back up.
Come on.
Yeah,
They
that's
do
true.
that squat thing, right?
Yeah, get on with it.
Yes.
Wow. This is gripping stuff.
This is one sporting event that I would not want to be.
All right, here's the deal.
For.
Quick bet right now. Hold on. I'll take the guy on the left for $2. Who's with me? Come on, somebody.
If they ever fight, I'll take the guy on the right.
All right, here we go. Oh, they still. What's going on? What is going on?
It's been like a 6-minute clip that I fast forward. They've been doing this.
Wow.
They think
Maybe
about
they
it.
can't remember which one was supposed to win.
What was? Yeah, right. Totally. Yeah.
Was it you? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
No, it
Wait,
was
I
me.
can't quite remember. It's hard to remember. I've fixed so many.
Maybe they use like baseball signals.
All right, so here we go. They're back. All right, this is good. They're getting ready.
This
This
looks
is like
promising.
the 4th time. I mean, come on.
Okay.
This gotta be it. Focus.
I can see why you'd pay big money for one of these tickets. It's pretty gripping. Do we have, okay, here we go. Now though. All right. Free. All right, I got the guy on the left for $2. No idea who it is. And they are.
Oh.
Come on!
What?
What is that?
Oh, what does he need a towel for?
Yeah, what are you sweating from exactly?
I don't understand. This is why I don't care if it's rigged.
What is this? What is going on? We're going to get comments because it's like it's probably obvious what's going on. We just have no idea.
This is like the ritual.
I'm putting my $2 on this as a joke, and this is a parody. Something's wrong.
All right, here we go.
go.
I don't remember which. Okay,
I
you're.
got the one on the right.
Yeah. Oh no, now my guy's on the right. Come on,
Come on, dude.
come on. I got the guy with the
Finish
thong.
him.
I got the
Finish
guy
him.
with the thong.
Oh,
I think
you
that's.
lost.
I think Jesus won.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Fair's
I
messed
owe you money. All right, and there you see the problem with sumo wrestling. For God, love of God, if that were my job, I think all of a sudden I'm with Jacki.